It's good, YouTube. This is Nootius, showing you guys a clip of my updated Spellcaster deck. I decided not to call it a Fortune Lady deck anymore, just because I'm straying away from the main concept of the Fortune Lady deck, but it still has a majority of Fortune Ladies in it. Without further ado, we have Crystal Seer, and the reason I chose her is because the deck doesn't really have too much draw power on its own. And I figured without, adding to the spells and traps, I tried using a couple of monsters with different effects. There's two Fortune Lady Lights, just to bring out, Fortune Lady Earth and Dark mainly. There's Fortune Lady Fire. I only choose to run one copy of her just because her effect is too situational for me. Most times I end up with her in my hand in multiple copies. I mean, she's not good for attack or anything, so just run one. Fortune Lady Win. MST all on her own. Plus, with more Fortune Ladies on the field, you get to do more damage. Maha Vilo. Sorry. I always just simply like the card, and plus he's a light monster, and his effect isn't half bad. Fortune Lady Water. Again, more draw power. Three breakers. Which is kind of overkill. But, no, again, like the card, and plus you can remove a token to destroy a spell and trap, and, try to keep the opponent's, options limited by removing all their spells and traps on the field. Kaiku the Ghost Destroyer, again, just really decent spellcaster, fits well with the deck. Kabotas and the Witch of Fate. Stop special summons. It's a pretty decent card in my eyes. Skilled Dark Magician. I kind of just splashed him in there, actually. I mean, he's a decent dark spellcaster. And he's a tribute fodder for the Dark Magician, the Chaos Sorcerer. And I don't know, I kind of abuse the effect that I can put tokens on him because of this card. Crusader of Edimon. Basically, put a token on a card and boosts his attack by 600. Him and Breaker and Dark Magician. I mean, you can use his effect pretty much the entire time he's on the field if he manages to stay on the field for long. And with Breaker, you can keep recycling his ability to destroy tokens or spell cards. So essentially, you have him on the field in the Breaker. You break their back row of a spell or trap. Use his effect, put another token on there, and you can abuse it. And next turn, you can rinse, lather, and repeat. Two Fortune Lady Darks. She's not better than Earth in my eye, but she gives the Fortune Ladies a swarm ability, and I mean, if you have a couple Earths or even another Dark in the graveyard and you manage to destroy a monster with her, you can start a chain of special summoning your Fortune Ladies from the grave, which is always a good thing. Two Fortune Lady Earths. Simply put, I like her burn effect. I mean, each standby phase they lose 400 points. You can also use other equip card, or spell or traps, I should say, to increase her level by whatever amount to further increase the burn effect. Got one Chaos Sorcerer in there, and actually, him with the give and take in Fortune Lady Light is actually a good effect. You play give and take. Swing Fortune Lady Light over to the other side, summon him with another, method, remove Fortune Lady Light from the grave with the Chaos Sorcerer, and you get her effect because she goes, she's originally your card. Found that out by playing the Yu-Gi-Oh! Tag Force. I've been trying this deck out in that game, and so far it's been successful. And the last monster is the Sorcerer of Dark Magic. With as many Fortune Ladies as I run in here, there's going to be some times where the opponent just simply can't destroy a monster on my field for a couple turns, and with Fortune Lady Dark and Fortune Lady Earth, I mean, it's easy enough for me to sacrifice two level 6 monsters to special summon him. And whenever my field cards come in the mail, I got one or two Secret Village of the Spellcasters and a Future Visions coming for the deck. So I think with the Secret Village of the Spellcasters and this guy in the field, It's pretty much done deal. You can't activate traps, or you can. I'll just negate them, and your spell cards you can't activate. And that's it for the monsters. On to the spells. Mystical Space Typhoon, staple. Magical Dimension. In this deck, it's a staple. Time Passage to help make the Fortune Ladies a little bit better at their attack, and plus also for the Sorcerer Dark Magic, you can increase them by 3 and get them out the field for something bigger. Swords, simply because the Fortune Ladies, most of them don't start off strong, and you need a little time to build them up to somewhat decent effect. Magical Mallet. I noticed with this deck, I kind of tend to draw cards that I can't use at the moment, and that helps me refresh my hand and put some cards, especially Fortune Lady Fire, back into the deck so you can use her effect properly. Lightning Vortex, again, staple. Heavy Storm, staple. And 2 Solidarities. I didn't like this card when I first seen it, but running a solid theme, especially with just the Spellcasters and with the Fortune Ladies being as weak as they are, with 2 of those on the field and a Spellcaster in the graveyard, any Spellcaster is boosted by 1,600 attack points. And with the Fortune Ladies being as low as they are, I don't see why anybody running a Fortune Lady deck would not choose to have 2 or 3 of these. Again, it's just I can't decide what card to take out, and when my field spells come in, I'm gonna have an even harder time taking out some spells. Arcanine Barrier. Again, that draw power doesn't really work as well as I wish it would, but it helps. It's a very situational card in this deck. Mage Power. I chose Mage Power just because Spellcaster deck, Mage fits with the theme. And Axe of Despair, which I'm thinking I'm gonna take out for another Mage Power. I'm not quite sure just yet. Okay, onto the traps. 2 Bottomless, staples, Give and Take. Actually, I've come across quite a few different combos with Give and Take, and so far in this deck, it's proven to be a quite useful card. I gotta try to get some more of those. Royal Decree helps with stopping the traps. Some opponents have some pretty deadly traps to this deck, especially Torrential Tribute when you start to swarm with your Fortune Ladies. It helps out overall. Sakuretsu Armor just destroys monsters. Magician's Circle, which I'm thinking about removing because it hasn't really been working too well for me, and I just a lot of people say that you can't search your Fortune Ladies out with it because their attack is undefined. But in some incidences, like especially in Attack Force 4, it did let me summon Fortune Ladies. So I guess I'm going to have to go to a tournament and get a judging's ruling on it. And I can't really depend on Attack Force 4 because I noticed there's a bunch of glitches in it where it won't let me activate traps when the timing is correct. So again, that could just be a glitch, or other people could be wrong. But it does bring out a couple extra monsters to help me keep some sort of defense on the field. Wabuku stops damage and keeps monsters on the field for 1 more turn. With the lower level Fortune Ladies, it's essential. I mean, it's 1 more turn, 200 to 400 or 300 more attack points for the lower Fortune Ladies, and just nice defense card. And Magical Cylinder, big burn card. Let your opponent think they're gonna hit you with a big amount of damage and bounce it back at them. Perfect card. As you can see, I didn't choose to run any synchro monsters in this deck. Simply put, because I didn't have any Spellcaster synchro monsters, and with me running 2 Solidarities and probably 3 soon, the running synchros that aren't Spellcasters and getting them in the graveyard, it'll mess up the main attack increase for the deck. And as you can see, with all the lower level Fortune Ladies, the attack increase that I depend on Solidarity is actually something that I need to keep on the field. But yeah, we're already on almost 10 minutes. Sorry this took so long. I just wanted to explain to you guys, why I chose the cards that I chose in the deck. So maybe you can throw me some ideas on how I can make it a little bit more competitive for tournament wise. And as always, comment, rate, subscribe, and bring you more decks.